Hello everybody, let me let people know that I'm live. That's weird, normally the Stream Elements bot would already have kicked in. Stream Elements, what's wrong with you? Alrighty. Now I gotta check on Stream Elements. Because the Stream Elements bot hasn't kicked in. Why do you not see that I'm live? Aww. Ay, 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 ay. So how was everybody's week? Sorry, we're on like this. Oh, I forgot. I should probably boot up my model. That would be helpful now, wouldn't it? I was so busy setting up other things for the surprise. All right, there we go. All right. Okay, let me. You know what? Let me make sure I'm live. Yes. Okay. I'm still on the starting soon screen, but I am live. Okay. Great. All right. Stream is healthy. Okay. Oop. Let's Let's switch over to the just chatting screen. Hello, people. There we go. Got my model there. How is everybody's week going? You know, it's funny. I have that mech in the corner because that's the latest drawing of my mech from my lore, and I haven't touched my lore novel in weeks. I have so much stuff I need to do for it. You know, and not for the mech, but for the lore novel. And the person who oh, what's that? Did I just break something on my chair? Yes, I did. Part of my chair just snapped. That's not good. Great, I'm gonna need a new chair soon. Hopefully it doesn't fall apart on me. Will the chair get through at least tonight? There's the stream element spot. Had me worried. But then again, I've gotten a lot of use out of this chair, so I guess I should be grateful that I've used it for as long as I have. But yeah, my week has been interesting. Had a couple doctor's appointments this week. Well, what was a therapist and a psychiatrist appointment. I won't go into all the specifics because I don't really like talking about too much of my private life on here, even though I do talk about my daily life. But some of that just comes with being a streamer. Like, you share parts of yourself, but you share it behind a veil, kind of. And for me, there's the double veil because I'm also going behind a character. My vtuber is. But anyway, yeah, it's been an interesting week. Dealing with some personal struggles, some stress, and some anxiety, and having a bunch of stuff happening where, like, my sleep schedule was going completely haywire. And I wasn't able to sleep at my normal times. And then on top of not being able to sleep, I was just having trouble adjusting. And like, so, you know, full disclosure here, well, at least partial disclosure. I usually sleep during the day and I'm active at night. But I had things and like IRL stuff and like adult responsibilities that I had to take care of during the day. So like normally I wake up around midday to eat something and take my medication. And for a few days this week I had to like actually go out of the house and do things, but it was like I'd gone to sleep really early the nights before, so I was already wide awake, so I just went with it, right? And then I had trouble laying down whenever I got back, and it was just like my days and nights were flipped. It's funny, ironically, they were flipped backwards, but they were what would be normally considered normal for anyone else. Well, for most people. And it was this bizarre thing, but it only lasted a few days before I managed to get back to normal. Normal for me. Though I have no idea what's going to happen next. I don't know if I'm going to go right to bed as soon as stream is over or what's going to happen tonight. And it all comes down to like, I've been trying to stay more hydrated. And in order to do that, I've been drinking more water. And I had someone from the house pick up for me these Mio water flavorings. I got one that's with vitamins and one that's with vitamins and caffeine. And the thing that I have to be careful of is each, like a serving contains like 25% of one of the B vitamins of what I should have in a day. And getting too much B vitamins can be bad for you. So I don't want to drink too much of it in a day. Like, it tastes good, but I don't want to be drinking too much of it. But also, like, it's hard to gauge if I'm putting a full serving in there, you know? I know what I need to do is start squirting in a little bit less, taking less than a full serving. That's what I need to be doing. Stretching these things out for the fullest distance. Ole, how are you doing, Silva? Oh, what new game is that? Is that the? Are you playing that? Whatchamacallit, Jedi Survivors? Yeah, that one. I find it funny that like the the original trilogy and the prequels originally set up this idea that, you know, most of the Jedi were killed off, and, you know, that the Jedi were you know, lost and having to be slowly rebuilt by Luke, because so many Jedi were lost. And then every story we've gotten since then has usually featured some kind of Jedi that survived Order 66. And I know it comes down a lot of it to the fact that, like, people like Jedi. They are popular, that they are a popular trope, and telling the story of lone Jedi separated from the rest of the Order, struggling in an unforgiving space, is a pretty compelling narrative and can be spun into really interesting entertainment. Okay, Nabiru. Becoming the cosmos. One second. I saw someone post on Twitter about getting the Gal Geiger complete thing Blu-ray, and they also got the Gal Geiger RG kit, right? And so I'm like, I'm gonna ask him, like, did that thing come with did that Blu-ray come with English subtitles? Like, I'm not aware that there was ever an official, like, they tried dubbing it, but the dub never finished. But yeah, for those of you who are just joining, my camping chair that I use as a streaming chair just made a noise, and it looks like part of it is ripped. So we will see how I get through tonight. And I will have to probably get another chair before Monday. Hopefully I have enough, and now I'm starting to regret getting Taco Bell. I got Taco Bell today, and I'm like, because I'm gonna have to get another camping chair before stream Monday. Because I mean, I've needed one anyway. I've been using the same camping chair for the last few months since I started streaming, since I moved. When I started back up, I didn't really take time off. Well, I kind of took time off. But yeah, this week's been interesting. Um, so like after like I was doing some talking with my partner about like communication and stuff after my D&D game on Wednesday night. We were talking on like essentially Thursday morning. And it was a topic when we were talking about communication came around talking about some of the difficulties I've had with communication in the past. And what that's looked like. And like the fact that like so many times in my past when it comes to resolving conflicts, I have thought I was being clear, concise, and respectful, and the other person took it like I was escalating the situation and stuff got out of control and there were broken hearts and lost friendships. And my partner pointed this out. It's one of those things where like sometimes you're too close to the situation to see what somebody else is able to see. My partner was like, it sounds like you're having a lot of trouble with some of the nuances of interpersonal communication with neurotypical people. And I'm like, I guess I never really thought about it. I just thought stuff was messy. You know, I generally just presume that I did something wrong. Even if I didn't understand it, there was always the presumption that I did something wrong. I somehow messed up and that caused the break in this friendship. And I generally would just blame myself. Even if I didn't know what I was blaming myself for. And my partner was like, have you ever, don't remember, but like, have you ever gotten a diagnosis for autism? And I was like, I have ADHD, and I know that there's a lot of comorbidity, I think is the right phrase, where like a lot of times there's some crossover in symptoms. And like I didn't really have a lot of testing involving like autism stuff when I was growing up. Because the entire focus in my community when I was growing up was on ADD and ADHD. That was the focus that everyone was talking about. So I had a meeting with my psychiatrist today, so I thought I'd bring that up, and I brought it up to my psychiatrist. My psychiatrist was like, well, the thing is, there's not a lot of resources for adults with autism. There's not a lot of resources for diagnosing. Getting a diagnosis can be a long and complicated process. And it's only in select situations that you would actually need an official diagnosis. But the general, like, their advice is if, you know, I, as an adult, think I might have autism and think, and can find enough really good examples of myself showing some of the signs in my past that I'm actually concerned about it, that I probably have autism. And like essentially my psychiatrist was suggesting at this point it might be safe, it might be fine, well, not in saying it as many words, but like about an informal like self-diagnosis, like, you know, at least give some ideas about what to do, but it didn't like affect my treatment. So that was the thing that happened today. And I did some research, and it's complicated. Medical stuff is always complicated. Life is complicated. But so yeah, that's a thing. I honestly didn't know what I was going to stream tonight. I almost streamed Legend of Dragoon. because I haven't touched that in months. It feels like at least a year since the last time I touched Legend of Dragoon. And I do want to finish that game. We're still on disc 1. I'm towards the end of disc 1, but still disc 1. And there's 4 discs to get through in Legend of Dragoon. So at some point I'll pick that back up. I worked on making a new thumbnail today because I wasn't sure if I was gonna do that or not. So that's a thing. So, so I've been learning a new Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Well, it's new to me, kind of. And it's Trap Tricks. So my roommate goes to this card shop, and like he does trades with these other people to get like trading some of his old stuff to get stuff from other people, and they're like really nice and really friendly and really good community there. And like I don't know all the specifics, but apparently he did a trade and wanted to get Ash Blossoms. Yeah, and wanted to get Ash Blossoms, and when he got the Ash Blossoms, the person he was trading also gave him just the rest of the Trap Tricks deck because the Ash Blossoms came in the Trap Tricks structure deck, and someone had bought 3 structure decks and put it together to make an actual deck. And they just like traded him the Ash Blossoms and everything else. So my roommate took the Ash Blossoms and gave me the rest of the deck. As well as some side cards that he'd gotten from some other people. So I was like, I've been like working on what I want to do to improve the deck and building it and learning it. And just kind of, I was hyper fixating on it for a little while. And it's like, the main person I have to play is my roommate. So like, my first thought is always, how will this deck face off against the Sacred Beasts? Which, they say build for your meta, right? Build for your locals. And they do have some answers, but like, that Sacred Beast field spell is potent. So for those of you who don't know, the Sacred Beasts have a field spell that says the Sacred Beasts cannot be hat. Which one's hat? I don't know all the acronyms. I still don't know all of their names. But yeah, so the Sacred Beasts have this field spell that says that the Sacred Beasts can't be targeted or destroyed by opponent card effects, and once per turn, as long as they have a Sacred Beast on the field, they get to draw 2 cards. So they get this continuous draw power, and it acts as the protection that and artifact Trap Tricks. I don't have any artifact cards. I didn't get all of the structure decks. I didn't get the full structure decks. I just got like a few. I got most of the pieces. Like I don't have 3 copies of all the extra deck cards. I have 2 copies of most of them. So like, it's funny because the field spell applies to the Sacred Beasts a protection that's very similar to what like the God cards had in the anime. And like elevates them and makes them more powerful because the Sacred Beasts themselves don't have any protections. So anytime I think about a strategy of what I'm going to play and how it's going to react, my first thought is, can it clear the field spell? And can it deal with the 4,000 body? Now, Traptrix can't attack over the 4,000 body, so they're going to have to use Pudica. And I'm going to have to be a little bit sleazy. Because if you special summon Pudica, you can banish an opponent's monster that was special summoned. And if you do during the next standby phase, I don't know if it's their next standby phase or if it's the next standby phase. I have to read it. They get to special summon one of their banished cards. And I don't have an exact ruling, but I have kind of a clump of related rulings that basically says, because Pudica doesn't say it ignores special summoning conditions, it can't pull them back. Like my roommate won't be able to special summon back the Sacred Beast once Pudica banishes them. And also, he normally uses the Chaos Summoning Beast to get them out, to cheat them onto the board, instead of fulfilling their summoning conditions, so none of them are properly summoned anyway. So, like, that's a thing. But in order for Pudica to even go off, I have to get Mermello's effect off. That means I have to get at least 2 special summons off in one turn. Have to get off Mermello to blow up the field spell, and yes. It's funny, most of the deck lists I've seen, most of the competitive lists don't use Atrax. I run 1 Atrax. I run at least one of all of the, not all of them. There is one that I don't run, I think. All the main deck ones. In my extra deck right now, I don't have any of the other stuff. All my extra deck is just Traptrix cards. And I just have multiples of them. Which is why I was debating getting that one, whatcha-who's-it? Yeah, it's a powerful... See, the thing is, most of the decks are about comboing out really fast in order to build powerful boards, to put a lot of disruptions to slow down your opponent, so that way you can simplify the game state and beat them up. And like, I don't know. I've been looking into what I want to buy, because I have a set allowance that I have for myself every month for buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards, because that's like my treat, right? And like, I've been really thinking, because at first I was gonna be like, I was gonna get the stuff for the Super Quantum deck, right? And be like, all right, it's gonna be a little bit more than what I'd expected, a little bit more than my normal allowance, but I was under my allowance this month, so like being under this month, go a little over next month, you know, whatever. And so on and so forth. But then I was like, I don't even have all the stuff for the Super Quant. I have almost all the stuff for the Traptrix deck, so I was like, could I just order the Ash Blossoms? And some of the, like, I want to get Void Trap Hole, because that came in the Traptrix deck, and I'm debating trying Void Trap Hole in the deck. Yeah. I don't have any Void Trap Hole, so I'm thinking about buying some. Well, the thing is, because Void Trap Hole is a trap hole, Rafflesia can cheat out the effect. Yeah. Well, and this is what makes the Sacred Beast so tricky. Their protection is not from themselves, so negating their effect doesn't stop the protection. but the protection for the Sacred Beast comes from their field spell, so that's why I'm thinking I might have to use whatchamacallit, the extra deck card, Adipus, the one that gives them all 1,000 attack, because Adipus doesn't just negate monsters, it negates cards based on the number of trap tricks, well, insects and plants you have on the field. So if you fill up your board, I could, like, as long as I have at least 2 trap tricks on board whenever I Adipus, I think it's Adipus. Let me check. So the deck's right here, so I might as well check. I don't know, like, why do you, I don't get that concept of limited targets. It's like 2,000 or up, right? Yeah, Adipus. So, with how Adipus works, because it says cards, it does say cards. That's what people said, right? Yeah, face up cards. As long as you have 2 of the trap tricks on the board, Adipus and something else. That's also true. Links are interesting. Now that I'm learning more about links, like, they're all so small, but they're so powerful. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them are so small. But yeah, so it's this thing where I would have to use Adipus with at least one other thing on the board, and then use to negate the field spell and negate one of the... Actually, I don't think I could use Adipus to do that, because at the instance when Adipus targets, the field spell would protect them from being targeted, which means they couldn't be destroyed. So Adipus would just have to negate and destroy the field spell, then you have to special summon Pudika to banish the Sacred Beast. But also, my roommate has a couple Crystal Beast decks now, because they got a lot, like a bunch of stuff from the structure decks, the Crystal Beast structure decks. And it's really ironic, as I'm looking into ordering Ash Blossoms for the Trap Tricks deck, the cheapest Ash Blossoms on TCG Player are the ones from whatchamacallit, are the ones from this Crystal Beast deck. So even though all my stuff's from the Trap Tricks deck, I'm probably gonna be getting the Ash Blossoms from the Crystal Beast deck, and I just think that's funny. There is a card I debated running. I was debating running it until I read it again. It's called Drowning Mirror Force. Are you familiar with that one, Nabiru? Yeah. But then I read it again and realized it only works on direct attacks. What's Quaking Mirror Force do? Let me look that up. Yeah, there's one problem with that. Uh Yeah, that is a good card. And it's expansive. There's a cheap. Oh, there's a common version. Okay. but like it could be good, but because it doesn't require direct attack. But I always think about my situation, right? Using it against um sacred beasts. If I did it against sacred beasts, I wouldn't have a way to remove them. Oh, what's your suggestion, Nabaru? What have you got in mind? What have you got for like? I also run 3 of the kaiju in the deck. Mirror mail. Let me take a look at that. When a face-up comp monster you control is targeted before an attack, its attack becomes equal to that of the attacking monster. So then you just crash. It has to target my monster. But I couldn't run it. It would be very limited use in Trap Tricks because all the Trap Tricks extra deck monsters are unaffected by traps. This could be a good card for like trading in order to get a problem card off the field. But the Trap Tricks extra deck monsters are all unaffected by trap cards. So this wouldn't actually do anything. I mean, I guess if the opponent attacks one of my non-extra deck cards, like if I leave a Mermello or a Pudica on the board, that would be funny. A 4,000 attack Pudica, that would just be hilarious. Or they attack Holatea. Yeah, but Atrax only lets you use whole cards from the hand. Right? Oh. Okay, that's funny. That's not exactly good, but it is silly. It's actually really funny about the Trap Tricks. They look like they're really fun, but they're actually like a tier 1.5, tier 2 deck. If you build them, it's one of those decks that if you build them properly and you put the expensive cards in there in order to like buff up the deck and increase its consistency, the deck can take on all of the big decks in the meta. Well, almost all of them, apparently. I've watched a lot of videos on it. As long as the pilot knows what they're doing, which means I'll do terribly because I don't know any of the meta. I don't know what to stun. But yeah, like, and it's actually really funny. So when the structure deck came out, there are so many people that just bought 3 structure decks, threw in their pot of prosperities. I think it's prosperities, the expensive $50 one. Yes, it is definitely a fun. It is a lot of fun stuff. Um, but no, so like, well, not no, but anyway, it's funny because so when the Trap Trick structure deck came out, there were so many of these small YouTubers with 1 or 200 subscribers, which I mean, I'm one of those small YouTubers too, that just bought 3 of the structure deck, threw in the pot of prosperities, threw in the Zeus, threw in the infinite impermanence, and all that other stuff, took the deck to locals, topped their locals, and then made a deck profile video about it. That was like, here's my 5-0 or my XO or my 6-0 deck profile. Not, they don't say till you get into the video that like that's what they did at a locals. Or some people will take it to a regionals and be like, this is what I did at regionals or at a YCS, right? And they're like, this is top 32, top whatever. So many people are topping that there's all of these deck profiles, and all of them are like the same, except for a few cards. There's like a few cards that are like different. And it's funny. I think it's just funny that there's so many of these small growing channels that like it looks like one of their I presume it's one of their first big videos is a Trap Tricks video because there's so many people looking for it. Yeah. I think the biggest card that besides the expensive cards, but the one that throws me for a loop that didn't come in the structure deck that so many people run is Exceed or something. It's this like Cyber's card that like if you link summon, you can, and it's in your hand, you can special summon it, and then when you special summon it, you can special summon another one of itself from the deck, and both of their level becomes 4. So if you link summon, it instantly grants you a free rank 4 XYZ. Yeah, but yeah, that was a thing. I was originally gonna play with my roommate today, and like every time we set a time to play, I'll find him and like something's happening, and he's just like exhausted and passed out. And I'm like, on the one hand, sometimes playing with him can be frustrating because he doesn't always read his cards. But it's still playing the game, you know? It's still spending time with someone I care about, right? And like I told him today, I'm like, listen, it's okay. Because he was kind of beating himself up for the fact that like all of the times that like we plan to game together, he's always asleep or busy or something. And I'm like, listen, you got a lot on your plate. I didn't really go into a whole lot of detail with him. Like I just told him, listen, it's okay. We'll try later. Like I get that life happens. Excuse me. think, didn't evenly matched come in the deck? Yeah, evenly matched came in the structure deck. And everybody talks about it as being yes, that is hilarious. The fact that evenly matched only goes off during the battle phase, at the end of the battle phase, is like really frustrating. So like, if I summon anything to attack with that turn, like I can't evenly matched and then attack. Like that is my entire turn is evenly matched. It sends, it doesn't destroy, and it also doesn't target because it targets the player, not the cards. All right. Yes, saying battle phase is just like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. All right. So it turns out, according to the person who just got the Gal Geiger complete Blu-ray, that the um the DVD comes with subtitles, English subtitles, and the first half of Gal Geiger's is almost entirely dubbed. Because few run any traps beyond like Imperm and Reboot, it's all combo pieces for insta wins. Yeah. And I think that's why Trap Tricks is able to shine, because they're a deck that can run so many traps because of how Rafflesia works with gaining gaining a whole effect mid chain. And because of getting all of that value and being able to set traps and getting all of those traps without having to draw them, and just generating so much advantage, Trap Tricks is able to make use of some cards that would be overpowered if they weren't so slow, but Trap Tricks just speeds them up. Like in Trap Tricks, the traps are the combo pieces. Okay. Let's get ready to actually do what I said I'm going to do tonight. And actually get the game booted up. See if do. Labyrinth is I've heard about that. Is that anywhere related to the Gate Guardians? I've heard about the Labyrinth deck. Okay, so Gate Guardians is something else. Okay. That's some interesting lore you've got there. Okay. Let's change up the music. Check one thing real quick. Okay, just had to make sure I was had the right setup for my music attribution. Okay. Alrighty. Hello? That was weird. Okay. So what I learned is that only certain missions have the double thing where like it turns into another mission, and some of them unlock other parts if you do them. So I need to go back and do that that mission for finding the the whatchamacallit. Gotta investigate the water swells. Ooh, this one could be good. Destroy gun emplacement. That's the one. Let's... Alright, so let's see if I can do this fast enough. Okay. Okay, good. So now I just have to do this other thing and I'll get one of my favorite weapons.
Union's headquarters has been confirmed. They are preparing an attack. It's up to you whether or not to take part.
Do this mission and then I get the Kurosawa.
Please meet up with
The strongest energy. Okay, so I need to go... I'm going the wrong way. I have to turn around. I have to go back left. Well, I'm still going the wrong way. There it is.
The transport is leaving. Mission request declined.
Mission objective achieved. System.
The transport is leaving. Mission request declined. The transport is leaving. Mission request declined.
How do I get on this thing?
The transport is leaving. Mission request declined. The transport is leaving. Mission
Oh my
request
gosh.
declined.
Do I have to redo this mission?
The transport is leaving. Mission request declined.
Alright, I'll just redo the mission.
Mission objective achieved.
I'll just redo the mission. I'll take the money and I'll redo the mission.
We're returning to base.
I'll just take the money and redo the mission. Ugh. Yeah, you're right. At least there's no lava, Tom. Good to see you. Alright. Alright. How was your week, Tom?
Enemy strength in the area is unknown. Move quickly.
Main system. Engaging combat mode.
Oh, it's going pretty good.
That's one. More to go.
Had a good.
Two down. There are 3 left.
Had a good meeting with my psychiatrist today.
2 more remaining.
Oh, come on.
Just 1 more to go.
There it is.
All targets destroyed. Incoming transmission.
Yeah, had a good meeting with my psychiatrist today. Talked about possibility of
Its headquarters has been confirmed. They are preparing an attack. It's up to you whether or not to take
hold on
part.
1 second. I want to make sure I save state here so that way I can make it to this thing this time.
If you're interested, please meet up with the transport.
Okay. Okay. Where is this transport this time? Okay, good. Made it. Okay.
The launch vehicles are moving into position. Keep the enemy focused on your AC.
Main systems. Engaging combat.
Okay, let me save state here. I need to succeed this mission in order to get my favorite rifle.
Defenders occupied until the missiles can be launched.
Raven, we need to keep them busy. Draw as much attention as you can.
Oh my gosh. Didn't realize there were gonna be flyers. Okay. Come on, there we go. Okay, just gotta last for 3 more minutes. I don't know how many of these. Don't want to leave the area. But yeah, so like I had a good talk with my psychiatrist. And you know, it's interesting how like you can sometimes be like too close to you don't notice certain things about yourself. And one of the things I wanted to talk to a psychiatrist about was something my partner had pointed out from some of our interactions and from just discussing some of my history of having trouble like communicating my feelings. Um, you know, earlier in the week when I was talking to my partner had asked me, he said, "Hey, with some of these like these things you're expressing, um, have you ever had a history of getting diagnosed with autism?" And I was like, "No, I'm diagnosed with ADHD, um, and like when I was a kid, that was the main thing that like they looked for was ADHD, ADD, ADHD, all like that was the main thing." And so I talked to my therapist, well, not my therapist, my psychiatrist about it, um, about like, hey, oh, I don't think, oh, geez, I'm taking so much damage. And my psychiatrist said like, oh, okay. All right,
Defenders occupied until the missiles can
let's try this again. And my
We need to keep him busy. Draw as much attention as you can.
my psychiatrist had mentioned that like there's not a lot of resources available for dealing with autism in adults. There's not like it's just not as common. It's not that it's not as common. It's just that a lot of the focus and research is on helping kids with autism. And you know, we talked about some strategies, how it affects my treatment plan, if that's true. And one of the things my therapist said was that like in a lot of ways, if as an adult you see enough uh, symptoms that you're actually really worried about it, there's a pretty good chance that that's what's going on. And oh, jeez, I gotta stay moving. I need to stay moving, taking too much damage. Okay. 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 Alright, I'm doing alright on damage. Okay. Okay. Alright, I got 2 minutes left. I'm still pretty good on health. Alright. But yeah, we talked about like reframing some of my past experiences and like about what it means, like what that means for me of just like having some understanding that like, yeah, this might be okay, come on. Okay. Ba ba ba. Gotta last another minute. Let me save state here and see if I can pull this off from here. Save state slot 5. Not saving over slot 4 because I don't want to lock myself into an unwinnable situation. Can I just run? Nope.
That's just damage. Open combat every turn you face.
Alright. Ah, ooh, that's a lot of damage. Nope, I'm dead.
That's just damage. Open combat every
Keep their defenses occupied until the missiles can be launched.
Oh my gosh, having to last 5 minutes is going to be brutal.
Raven, we need to get busy. Draw as much attention as you can.
Alright, just gotta keep moving. Let everybody else work on that.
Cut it out!
Okay. 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 You're gonna run back and forth. Okay, good. Let the... Alright, I'm gonna save this as state 5, because I'm saving it at 2 minutes. More than, there's the damage. Okay. "30 seconds. Come on."
All missiles are prepped for launch. Get our guys out of there.
Missile launch imminent. Get back to the transport.
Of course I have to run back to the transport. Where's the transport? I lose.
Missiles launched. Raven, get clear.
This is damage. Open combat at return to base.
All missiles are prepped.
Okay. So I'm going this way, so I have to go back left.
Missile launch imminent. Get back to the transport.
I'm on.
Missiles launched. Raven, get clear.
Ooh.
Mission objective achieved. System solution normal.
Oh. I took so much damage. Would not be surprised if I didn't get anything for it. Ooh, that was a solid run. Took almost 40k worth of damage and still walked out with 40k. Ooh. In recognition of your mission performance, we've prepared an additional bonus. The reward is a Mirage manufactured product that we were able to acquire through back channels. Please check the garage. The part is the right arm AC weapon model MWG Karasawa. Yes. Strongest energy rifle in the game. This is the one I wanted to get. Let me save. Okay, and it's a lot heavier, but it's a good thing I have a lot more. It's got less ammo, but its blasts are so much stronger, and it's got slightly shorter range. But that thing's like a grenade cannon. Okay. All right. Got the Kurosawa. Good. That's one of the weapons I wanted to get before we move on to the next game. Alrighty. Okay. I want to get the Moonlight Blade, which is what I want. I have to do destroy massive MT without using a consort. Ooh, that'll be interesting. Let's see how this performs. Alright. But that's why those things were tearing me apart. We're doing all weight. I have a little bit of weight left, but not a whole lot. I want to try this one, recover data capsules. I'm curious what this one does. Let's try it. I created so many save states during that mission because I just could not, I did not want to lose it. Let's try this out.
One of our advanced teams attacked and destroyed a Union transport helicopter during a scouting mission in Sector 615. While searching the wreckage, they discovered a data capsule containing intriguing information relating to Union activities. The scout team only recovered the one capsule, but claim there are still others scattered about. Head to the area and find the rest before Union does.
Okay.
So you know Sector 615 is overgrown with thick vegetation and visibility there is poor, even under the best conditions.
That's correct.
Keep a sharp lookout, Raven.
I'll use Huntress because she's the most capable one. Okay.
Enemy forces detected in the vicinity. Get moving.
All units, keep the AC away from capsules. Roger.
You don't know these streets like we do. Like we do. Like we do.
Okay. Just head forward to the left. Okay, so just gotta go left.
All data capsules retrieved. Transport should arrive shortly, but in this web,
We're having trouble finding your AC. Stand by until we locate your position.
Okay.
Rain is. Thanks for waiting. Let's get you out of here.
Oh, it flew in right on the side where I was. Nice. Nice. It flew. I was right at the place where it picked up. Only 4,000. That's funny. It's still. It's I almost called it mana. We got new mail. I would like to share what we can with those who have loyalty. New products, AC back part. Please check the shop. CWX Lick 10. Ooh, a linear cannon. It's an energy cannon. Yeah, what I'm probably gonna do is uh like before the silent line stream, I'm probably gonna do some off stream gaming where I just find a mission that I can earn a lot of money doing and just spam it to get enough money to buy all the weapons in the shop, even if I don't have all the secret weapons. And I'm not gonna get OP intensified. That's the cheat mode that you can only unlock in this game. If you unlock it in this game, you can carry it all the way through to the other stuff. And I was gonna unlock it, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna bother. Because like there's a whole lot of hoops you have to jump through in order to unlock that. That's just gonna be more of me just struggling over and over again. And I mean, I guess that's content. I don't know. I said this is gonna be last stream, so it's gonna be last stream. So anything I do before the silent line stream is gonna be off stream. But yeah. Okay. That's the one for the that's getting 13 crest points. Oh, okay. So there's still a little bit more. I've got the Kisaragi. Do I have the 12 petal legs? My Mirage is higher. Let me check if I have the petal legs. Okay, so no, I don't have the Mirage stuff, so I have to do some Mirage missions. Okay. But I am happy to have this this cannon. This plasma cannon. It does a lot of damage. So it's got my energy set up pretty good. Let's try that destroy massive MT. Terrible at defense missions. This one should be fine. Disable security system. Let's try this one.
Plans are underway to enter Crest's central data storage facility and hack into the computers there. Unfortunately, the facility boasts a formidable security system. The mission's success depends entirely on whether or not this system can be disabled. Make your way to the heart of the facility and shut it down. Once accomplished, the hackers and their escorts will take care of the rest. Be careful moving about. One false step and it could be...
Oh, this is the one with all of... No, not doing this one. This is the one with all of the... No. That's the one with all the lasers. Why did I get a rank E on that? Where is the Destroy Giant MT fight? Where is... I do the disable radar equipment one. There it is, Destroy Massive MT. This is the one that I in order to get the Moonlight, which is the best laser blade, I have to do this one with no consort and succeed at destroying the big I have to defeat the largest enemy. Okay.
Our long-range scanners have acquired unleashing.
Doing this with no backup. Okay. I probably should have changed modes.
Its full
I
potential.
probably should have changed to my run and gun, my arena mode. Let's see if this laser cannon makes a difference.
What's this? It's splitting in two. Please respond.
Nope. Okay. My cannon was not big enough. We'll try that one more time with... Let me try... Wondering if I can do a better... Like, this just looks gaudy. It's like it's got the angular, but this one I like. I like these arms, but I might change them up for some lighter arms that might perform better on this machine. So I have a surprise. I have a surprise game that I'm going to be doing for the last little bit. So I want to try this mission one more time before we switch to the surprise game.
Our long-range.
Gotta focus on the big one. Oh, jeez, I hit some debris.
Target destruction confirmed.
Did I win?
Raven, return to base.
Did I get the moonlight? I mean, it shot itself. So I don't know if that counts, because it shot itself. Hey, alright, 80K. Yes! Let me save. Those are the two things I wanted. I wanted the moonlight and the Kurosawa, because the Kurosawa is the best energy rifle, and the moonlight is the best laser blade. Please check out the garage, the parts model note. Yes. Oh, it's overweight. Of course it's overweight. I have to figure out something here. Ooh, that damage output. That damage output's delicious. It's only overweight by 20? It's literally only overweight by 20 units. All right. We got the, jeez, hello, Vera. Okay. Got the strongest laser blade. It uses the most energy, but it does the most damage. Nice. Got the strongest laser rifle. Got the strongest extended external orbits. This is the ultimate energy loadout. It doesn't have as good of cooling as I would like, but if I'm overheating, because I'm using this for missions, if I'm overheating, then I'm already doing something wrong. Okay. I'm gonna save in a second. Let me see if there's other ones. Ooh, defend personal. There's a cool radiator I can get. If I defend all units on one of the missions. Okay, let me save. I got so lucky there. I literally managed to use friendly fire to space myself since they both were shooting at me, to get one to shoot at the other in order to chunk through their damage. chunk through its health. That was actually really funny, and I did really well there. I might end up that might end up, if that one's that simple, I might end up farming that one in order to get the credits for the shop. That linear cannon looks delicious. I think that's the highest single shot weapon. Jeez. It's only got 10 shots, but holy cow, that's a pretty powerful weapon. This one's like, so it's like it's a bigger version of this linear cannon. Of this laser cannon. Anyway, time for the surprise. Let me save the game, and I will boot up the other game that is the surprise game for tonight. I was trying to see about playing something a little bit different, changing things up a little bit. Let me switch over to... Let's switch over to just chatting real quick while I get this set up. Hello. Alright, and... Okay. Boop. So I found an old game that I thought might be fun to do. That's loud. Hold up. Let me... Volume mixer... Here we go. Well, that is gonna turn that down a little bit. There we go. Turn that down a smidge. There we go. So this is a classic SNES game called Metal Warriors. It's a mech side-scroller action game. Year of 2102, the United Earth government is under a state of siege from the forces of the Dark Axis. Led by the evil dictator Venkar Amon, the Axis forces have waged a bloody 3-year war against Earth. Now only a handful of warriors remain in defense of free Earth. Equipped with advanced robotic combat suits, these valiant few are known as Metal Warriors. Hold on. This is really loud. I didn't test the audio. Yeah, it's an SNES game. I wanted to do something a little bit different because, like, I've been doing a lot of Armored Core streams. Not recently, but, like... There we go. And I wanted it to end a little bit differently tonight. Primary systems engaged. All secondaries are green. This, when I looked online, this was like considered to be one of the best mech side scrollers on the SNES. Like people consider it to be kind of a spiritual successor to Assault Suit Valkyrion, I think, or something. And people said it does what all those other games do, but better. So I thought, you know what, this would be the one. I might do full streams of this later, but I just thought it'd be nice. Logate Agent Marissa and get out as fast as you can. Okay. Okay. Come on. Okay, I am right here. I need to go up and then to the right. Okay. Oh, that was a lot of damage. Oh, jeez. I got out of my mech just in time to get booped by a cannon. Oh, what's up here? Oh, okay, nothing. Oh. Okay, alright. I don't slide through that. That can squish me. Come on. Oh, there's another machine right there. Okay. Keep moving to grab the analog stick on my controller when it's not nothing's map. Okay. Didn't need to take that damage. Okay. Oh, good. It was a health power up. Good. Okay. All right. All right, so I have to go back. Okay. Is there another way I have to go? Oh, I have to go under. Okay. Okay, cool. Mission complete. Ooh, that was a little bit rough. I want to congratulate Lieutenant Stone for the fine job you did at Axis 5. Axis forces are still unaware of our presence. This gives us an advantage. Our mission today is to capture intact, fully loaded Axis supply ship. Okay. 3 nitro units will board the ship and capture its command bridge. The supplies on board that ship will strengthen our forces significantly. Okay. Okay. Let me see something real quick. Because there's not a save spot, and I just realized SNES wouldn't have. Okay, so me at the very top. Let me see something. I want to see if this works like save states. Yes, it works like save states. Okay, cool. Cool, so I have a save state here. Okay. Oh, what? Well. Oh, I don't want that. I'm so used to doing that with Armored Core. So I have to keep going this way. Right. I like that it lets me know where I need to go. I need to go up, or can I dig through this? Let's see if I can dig through this. Not without that rocket launcher. I needed that rocket launcher to go through this way. Okay. I'm almost out of continues. It's like an arcade. Exactly. Insert 25 cents to continue. That got me 2 more lives. Okay. Oh my gosh. I have infinite lives. Yes, the ancestor to microtransactions. Yeah, except I'm since I am emulating, I have access to save states, so I don't technically have to deal with uh I don't technically have to deal with that. Wait, hold up. I do not want to be. I am in a bad spot. I got gunned down there. All right, we're gonna just call it there. This is a game I'll see about doing more of. I'll consider doing more of. This was fun. It was a nice little surprise to end the night out. It's like 10:50, so let's start winding down a little bit. Let's change up the music a little bit. Okay. Up this bit. I love ending with the holiday music. All right, so tonight was fun. Got the I got the two of the things I really wanted to get before leaving Armored Core. Uh, before leaving Armored Core 3, I wanted to get the Karasawa and the Moonlight Blade. So I got those. Like I said, I'll probably because of how I've been breaking down the streams, I'll probably be doing one Armored Core stream a month because I'll do it like every other Friday. We'll see. We'll see where the schedule goes. One of these days I'll get the energy to actually do schedules. And that's one of the things so with not quite self-diagnosing, but understanding the possibility that I have autism that takes some of the things that I've experienced before, some of my sensory issues, and puts them in different contexts. And I was talking to my psychiatrist, and I was like, "Well, I have this other problem that I don't think is related to the autism, and it's just when I describe these situations. I won't go into gruesome detail, but where I just get very suddenly very, very tired, and all of my body systems just start going haywire because I am just absolutely exhausted very suddenly." And my psychiatrist said one of the things about autism is that sometimes things that wouldn't tire someone else out will tire you out, and it's not always an exact thing. And having a definition for that is nice. Kind of my body has this PTSD response where sometimes I'll tense up and stop breathing. But it's an answer. It's not exactly the answer I want, but it's an answer. And trying to figure out what I do with that information, right? Now doing more research, seeing if what fits, what doesn't, because everything is still up in the air right now. I don't know all of what's going to be involved. As I've done the research, it looks like getting a diagnosis as an adult can be expensive. I have an appointment with my primary care physician in a couple weeks. I think it's a week and a half away, or whatever. Anyway, I have a meeting with my I have an appointment with my primary care physician, and I'll bring it up and ask if my primary care physician can recommend, because my psychiatrist couldn't recommend any doctors near me because she has no experience with dealing with doctors that deal with adult autism. But all that to say, there's some things I can do and some things I can't. And that's something I already knew, right? And that's why I don't make a weekly schedule. I just have the same thing of I'll stream Monday and Friday, and I'll stream one of a handful of things. Very much embracing the guerrilla stream / variety streamer life. And that's okay. Saying that kind of stuff it's the best I can do for now, and that's like, it doesn't change who I am, and it doesn't change my goals really. Like, my goal is always to do the best I can with what I've got, right? And maybe this will be a deeper understanding of what my resources are. Maybe this will lead to possible, like, getting better accommodations and being able to get a job I can do, and possibly being self-sufficient again. Who knows? It's all kind of kooky and crazy and up in the air, but for now I just do this. I do this, I do gaming, I do other things. I do my best. I do the things I can do. Because I can't just do nothing. And that's one thing I want to say. That sometimes you just do the little things and cling on to those little victories. You know, and that's okay. You cling on to go from one little victory to another little victory to another little victory until you get to a big victory, you know? So they, or maybe you never get to a big victory. Maybe they all add up something more. You know, so this is going to seem like a really random tangent, right? But I loved the movie Frozen. I saw the movie Frozen in theaters, and it just blew me away. Actually, I don't remember if I saw it in theaters. I know I saw Frozen 2 in theaters. I'm trying to remember where I saw Frozen. If I saw it in... I think I saw it in theaters, because I was excited, because it was a Disney movie. I think it's Disney. Frozen's Disney, right? Yeah, because Frozen was in Kingdom Hearts, so Frozen's Disney. And I really love the movie Frozen because Let It Go was this like powerful song about embracing yourself, letting go of your fears, and no longer trying to hide who you are from the people around you. And then going into Frozen 2, I didn't know how Frozen 2 was going to top that, right? That's expression of self and self-love, loving who you are. And then you have in Frozen 2, you have Olaf dealing with existential dread, and you have Anna being just consumed by feeling like no matter what she does, she's doing the wrong thing. And there was this beautiful song, this beautiful musical sequence where she talks about trying to do the next right thing. Like, even if she doesn't know what the big goal is, doesn't know what the right thing is, she can do a right thing. She can do the next right thing, and then move from the next right thing to the next right thing until she gets to where she's going. And I think that's how we have to live our lives sometimes, going from the next right thing to the next right thing, and just kind of plodding along as best we can. And there's nothing wrong with that. In one of the stories I'm writing, there's this concept where the villain, well, the antagonist, has this very anti-humanist approach. All right, good night, Silva. It was great having you. I hope you had fun. And so my antagonist has this very anti-humanist approach. And at this point, for all of the development of technology in this world, it's kind of stalled out. And a lot of that has to do with the forces that are at play, the people who've been trying to control humanity, and some of these big power players that are trying to stall out humanity into a formation that is beneficial to them, and they eventually decide that it's easier to just wipe out most of humanity and rebuild from the ground up in a setting that's completely advantageous to them instead of trying to manipulate a pre-existing world setting. And the antagonist looks at this, sees these villains, sees these corporations trying to manipulate humanity, and comes to the conclusion that humanity is beyond saving, and that because humanity is no longer progressing as a species, no longer making great big discoveries, and no longer unlocking further and further potential, that there's just no point in human existence, and that all of humanity should just die, or just unalive, whatever. But then the hero has this very different view that, right, except it's not just about if you can't have it. The antagonist has this belief that there has to be some kind of big goal for humanity. There has to be some kind of big things happening, big shifts, big changes, big discoveries happening, big developments happening, and that if there's no big thing happening to shake up and develop and push forward human society, that human society is worthless. And they have this mentality that like before, they joined a revolution because they believed in this economic revolution was going to be the next big thing that was going to lead to a situation that would encourage humanity to continue to progress in leaps and bounds and develop new technologies, go in new directions, and awaken more and more of humanity's potential. But then it didn't. And so now they're just jaded and burnt out. But the hero has this understanding that there's value to human life. There's value to peace. Living peaceful days, even if humanity isn't making huge leaps and strides and unlocking the secrets of existence and these big bad solving these big bad questions of reality, and humanity's just existing, just going to work, getting your pay, getting your food, spending time with the people you love, building something for yourself, but that still has value. All of those human lives still have value, even if it's not adding up to some super big goal. And that's kind of the idea I wanted to express with my story. And then that's where the ending plays a very important part, where it shows, somebody really pointed this out to me because I was struggling with the ending for a while. And the ending point, at least as it's planned out, will point out that people like the antagonist can be dangerous if they're given enough power. If they're given the opportunity to take power and to get enough like-minded people behind them, they can sway people to this seemingly ridiculous concept that is self-destructive, that leads to a mutually assured destruction. And that's one thing that I can say. I don't like doing a whole lot of like political commentary, but I will say that like whenever an organization or a charismatic leader has an agenda that leads to destruction and pain, but they can get enough people behind them and get enough power behind them, then everyone starts, large groups of people start to assume that they're right and follow along, and then it gets very dangerous. And that's what makes the story a tragedy is that in that tragedy, the antagonists with their destructive tendencies gets too much momentum, too much power, too much influence, and the main character is just unable to stop them. And that's sad, but it's definitely a possibility. And I want my story to be a more like I was grappling with what I wanted the story to be, because at first I just came up with that ending because I wanted to be contrary and I wanted to fit this goofy thing that I'd gotten in a randomized descriptor, right? In a, not a randomized prompt, right? But then it developed into something more about like, you know what? I want this to be a cautionary tale. A cautionary tale that tells a story that that is true in its own way for all of its fantastical situations. So what's everybody working on this weekend? I have a Lancer game and I've had 4 weeks to plan this session. And I am still not done planning, and I'm probably going to work on it a little bit tonight. I'm also running into this issue with the Lancer game where my partner wants to join our Lancer game, but there's just some things that have to be dealt with in order to make it so that they can join. And then the more I'm trying to like work on this, the more it's feeling like it's not going to work. I'm not going to go into all the details, and I'm not going to it's not entirely my story to tell, so I'm not going to go into all of the weeds and the specifics. But there's just things that have to be tweaked and adjusted in order to make space for their character and to make space for them as a player. And it's not anybody's fault. And at first, like, I had this determination where I was like, I don't want my partner to feel like they're a burden. I don't want them to feel like they're a problem. I will do whatever it takes. But like the more I've delved into it, and my partner even mentioned that like it may not be fair to the other players, tweaking and changing things specifically for them. And that's hard. But like, I don't know, there's so much involved. And it just feels so daunting and overwhelming. But it's the thing you want to do for a game you're passionate about, for people you care about. You know? So, we'll see what happens. Yeah, and also like it's this thing where if I'd realized that I was going to run into this situation in the beginning, well, it's not just the character. Like the character is the easy part. Making certain, I don't want to go into all the specifics, but making certain tweaks to the world for the player. There are certain problematic things about the setting that we use in Lancer, that are just a problem uh uh for this player, for my partner, and trying to tweak those key parts of the setting is proving to be difficult because they're core tenets of the setting. And like at first I was like gung ho, like I'll find a way, and I had this obstinate thing, even though you know, it's like, hey, this might be a problem. And it's just addressing like how do you, in order like addressing how do you, what where's the line for like how far you'll go to be to make space for a player in tweaking your world and your story before you have to say, listen, I think this might not be the table for you. And that's always hard to do. Like I never want to turn someone away, especially not if it's someone that I care about. I realize I'm being super vague, but because like a lot of this stuff is very personal, and I don't want to be revealing personal information in such a public format like on stream, especially not without the permission. So like, I'm just gonna have to be vague. Anyway, let's move on. But yeah, so got that this weekend. Work on that and to work on that, and I've been trying to think about what other games I want to play on stream, right? That's where I got the Metal Warriors, which was fun. The first level was fun. I've heard that it gets pretty difficult as the game goes on, and like that difficulty curve hit hard in the second mission once I got to that point. And what's funny is those enemies that were chewing through me with their machine guns, those are playable mechs. If I can find and empty one of those, I can jump into one of those and pilot it. But that that mech, those mechs are pretty brutal with their chain hooks and their machine guns. Ooh. Sorry. So we'll see. I might play more of it. I've been looking into what other games I wanted to play. I think I might do Final Fantasy VI, just because that has like the Magitech and the I've seen art of the characters piloting like these kind of like steampunky Magitech-y mechs, and I might do that because that seems interesting. We'll see. I'm looking into it. I want to like, I'm having fun with Armored Core, but I don't want Armored Core to be the only game that I'm playing. And like the easy answer is just go back to Legend of Dragoon. Like you're partway through it, promised yourself you were going to finish it one day, and just like still have the save file, so why not? And it's a thing where like eventually, I don't know when, right? But eventually I'm going to finally have my new computer that I paid for. And have to move all my files over to that. I'm gonna have to get a new monitor when that arrives. And that'll be interesting. Trying to figure out what I do with all of that. Like the moving over stuff and what that does. Hey CeeLo, nice to see you. I could do a PS1 game. I've actually debated doing Mega Man Legends because, um, like I remember enjoying Legends. There were certain parts of Mega Man Legends that really creeped me out. Um, and I never finished Legends 2. So I could do Legends and then Legends 2. Uh, which that's a possibility. I remember like when I played Mega Man Legends. This is gonna be a funny story. I was so obsessed with it, with the 3D graphics, with the game. I was so blown away by all of it. I tried to figure out how to make games using. I was using Windows Movie Maker trying to make a hallway scene, and I had no idea what I was doing because I didn't know how to animate anything. So I made a single image and I tried to figure out how to how to make that single image move, and I didn't understand that you had to make multiple images. So I just like drew an image in MS Paint and upload and put it into Microsoft Movie Maker, and I was like, I'm making game. So there was a situation where I don't remember all the details, but we found out about this family that was having like a lot of financial trouble and stuff in another country, and I wanted to send them something. So I don't know why my parents let me do. I sent them Mega Man Legends and a PS1, but it was the PS1, the little compact PS1. And I wrote like in a letter that that I put in the package and sent them and said, here's how you install it, here's how you set it up. It's a really great game. I think that you'll really enjoy it. And you know, because I wanted to share this game with them. And they wrote me back saying that their TV didn't have the right inputs. They really enjoyed the thought, but they couldn't use the game system because their TV didn't have the right inputs. And I was so heartbroken because I was like, oh, well, now I'm out of game, you know? But like, so there was this one scene in Mega Man Legends where it's like you're inside this big library and the music is like this, like I think it's like a Beethoven thing or something. It was some like really like classical music, and because of like the building dread for the final battle, and the emptiness, because before the city had been full of stuff and people and whatever, and then you get into this library, I think it was like in the middle of the town, and like there was like nobody there as you're on your way to like the final battle. Like something about that music with the artwork and the library just always creeped me out. It always creeped me out. I say always because I haven't played it since I was a kid. So I could do that. That's a possibility. That's a thing I could do. One thing that bugs me is that like you want me to read 500 words of something you wrote sometime? I mean, I may not read it on stream, but I would definitely be willing to read your work, CeeLo. I always love to encourage people to write and to create new things, which reminds me I still need to get back to editing my lore novel. I need a new editor. But yeah, CeeLo, on my Discord, there's a channel called Writer's Corner where people can share their writing for other people to read and give comment. Not a lot of people comment on there because, well, to be frank, my Discord server is kind of empty. Not that there's not channels, there's plenty of channels. Well, the thing is, I don't want to, no offense, but like, I don't want to read something for the first time on stream if I don't know what it is. So, uh, but I definitely would be willing to read it, especially like something short, like a 500 word thing that you wrote. I'm not saying 500 words isn't a lot of words, but I'm saying that's enough words to read in like one sitting. A self-insert Konosuba fanfiction. That's interesting. So is your self-insert character like another person who gets isekai'd there? Because isn't Kazuma like an isekai character? Like he like dies in one world and then gets reborn in this other world and brings Aqua with him. Yeah, like he fits in so well in the world that you wouldn't think that he's an, at least from what I've seen. From what I've seen, he fits in so well that like he doesn't seem like an isekai character. Yeah, he's got enough loose screws. But I've only watched bits and pieces of Konosuba. A lot of clips here and there, bits and pieces of the movies. I've read more about Konosuba than I've actually read of Konosuba. hmm And it's a thing I do a lot where I will ingest content in an indirect manner where I will read more about the content than I will actually read of the content. And that's one of the things I've done for Konosuba, so I have a general-ish idea of what's happening. But like, yeah, it's. I was talking to someone about it, and I didn't know how to describe it at the time. Okay. I mean, I'm not exactly an experienced editor, but I can give you some feedback. And if it's something that like it's your, is this like your first like writing thing? Is this like your first story that you've ever written? Space battles, Brady's basket of fan fiction. Who's Igor? Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Space battles where the ships go therp, zap, and pow. Derp Zap Pow. You've done creative writing forums? Okay. That's really cool. You might be. Oh my gosh, Nabiru. But yeah, CeeLo, you might be getting more like constructive uh instruction from other people uh on some of those other forums because I'm still an amateur writer. Um but I will definitely do my best to give you feedback. Although with all the Cancole 5 there is a lot of ship going zap and pow. Yes. Uh I debated playing Xenogears on stream, which like and the thing is I am like 50 hours. I don't know if it's 50 hours. It's some obscene number of hours into a playthrough of Xenogears and I vaguely remember what's going on and I don't want to start over because I've put in so much time and effort in. Okay, CeeLo. You want to know if it's funny? Yeah, the thing is, with humor, I might not be the best judge of humor. Like, that's one of the things we were talking about tonight. I have some serious communication issues when it comes to nuance and understanding, uh, conveying how to convey proper emotion with people. Um, and like, um, yeah, that from what I understand, it's a thing where like trying to cram in too much humor just gets cringy. Not cringy, that's not the right word. It feels forced and um you never want your humor to feel forced. You want the humor to fit in with the scene and the scenario without having to be too much of a stretch that it pulls the reader out of the moment. Okay. That's good, CeeLo. Are you a member of my Discord, CeeLo? Oh, you don't have Discord? Oh, okay. Wait, YouTube doesn't let you send messages anymore. You used to be able to send messages to people on YouTube. Do you have Twitter, CeeLo? I'm trying to think about how I can. Oh, you want me to read it right here, right now? I'm getting ready to end stream, CeeLo. If you don't have Discord, how are you going to send me the file? Would you put it into multiple messages in chat? Oh, it's a poster on the site. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was just getting ready to wind down and do my positive affirmations for the night. I mean, I'm gonna look it up just so I can Space Battles, Grady's Basket of Fan Fiction. Grady's. Is it Grady's Basket of Dubious Quality Fan Fiction? Is that it? Like, I can. How about we do this? Since I'm getting ready to end right now, CeeLo. I can. I can read over this over the weekend. Next stream for me is going to be Monday, 8:30 p.m. EST. I don't know what time that is in your time zone. And I can, if I read it and I think it's something that would be appropriate for me to read on stream, I can read it on stream on Monday, and we can talk about it. I can give suggestions, thoughts, and if you're comfortable with that, we could talk about that on Monday. How would you feel about that, CeeLo? Okay. Okay. Like I said, I'm not a professional editor. I'll just, like, we'll talk about it, and we'll talk about it in the first part, and All right, maybe you'll catch the VOD afterwards or something. All right, so let's wind down for the night. Let's start doing my positive affirmations. I don't know if you've been here for the end of stream, CeeLo, before, but I like to end my streams by saying positive things. Oh, you're welcome to stick around for the end of the stream. I like to end my streams by saying positive things, speaking good things, and positive affirmations about my viewers, about all of you, the chat. So I want to say, who do we have in stream tonight? To Silva, to Nabiru, to Tom, and to CeeLo, and to everyone else who watched the stream and didn't say anything and was just lurking in the backgrounds, and to anyone who watches this VOD afterwards, I want to say to all of you that I love all of you, and I believe in each and every one of you. I think that each one of you is a special, truly precious treasure. I believe that each of you makes this world a better place just by being in it, and I'm grateful every day to live in a world with you in it. I believe that each one of you possesses a special, one-of-a-kind energy that only you can bring to whatever you do. I thank you for giving me your time, your attention, and your energy, and for being a member of this community. It is an honor to have you all here and to share this experience with each and every one of you. Thank you for coming, and always remember the Star Hunter motto: shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always stop to enjoy the meat. I would ask that you like the stream. It helps the algorithm with pushing it out to other people. If you have any friends, family, acquaintances, coworkers that you think might enjoy my content, feel free to bring them to stream or to show them my content. I'm always looking to add new people to the community and to expand our viewer base, to have more people to interact with and to share thoughts, ideas, and experiences with, because having more people can make things a lot better. Next stream is going to be Monday night, 8:30 p.m. EST. And if you want to follow along with what I'm doing here on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe and ding the notification bell if you haven't subscribed already. I would ask, if you are subscribed, to check and make sure you're still subscribed. Sometimes YouTube does a weird bug and unsubscribes people. So I would ask that you do the thing. And if you want to keep up with what I'm doing outside of YouTube, you can join my Discord or follow me on Twitter. Links to both of those are in the description below. Please always remember, you do not have to donate to be a member of this community. You don't have to pay to be welcome here. Just your time, your attention, and your energy is payment enough. With that said, if you ever feel motivated to donate to improve the stream or to improve my life, links where you can do that are in the description down below. Have yourselves a wonderful night, and I think that you are all amazing. Good night, everybody.